Today we will see the new chapter, that is specific heat of solids. So before going in detail of the chapter, let us define what is specific heat. Okay, hope you might be studied this definition of a specific heat at your earlier level. It might be in a PUC second year or it may be the 10th standard. Okay, let us define or let us we can recall what is specific heat. Okay, I will write the definition for specific heat. Specific heat. Okay, we define this specific heat in this fashion. It is the quantity of heat required. It is the quantity of heat required to rise the temperature of the unit mass substance of a unit mass substance through 1 Kelvin or 1 degree Celsius. Okay, this is the definition for what is specific heat. Okay, specific heat also be called as specific heat capacity. Okay, specific heat is also be said as specific heat capacity, but in simple language, simply we will call it as specific heat. Now we will see what is the SI unit for specific heat. SI unit for specific heat. So the SI unit for specific heat is, can anyone tell? That is joules per Kelvin per kg. Okay, this is the specific heat, SI unit for specific heat. And also we can write it this as we can in another term, that is it can also be written as calories per Kelvin per kg. It can also be written as calories per Kelvin per kg. So we can define these are the SI unit. Hope it might be a joules per Kelvin per kg, calories per Kelvin per kg. Hope you might be familiar with these two things, that is joules and calories. So let us see what is the difference or what is the relation between joule and calories. Okay, usually. Okay. Now we will see definition for calories. What is calorie? Okay. Calorie. So calorie we will define in such a fashion that it is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of water instead of water. Okay, we define specifically. To raise the temperature of 1 gram of water from 14.5 degree Celsius to 15.5 degree Celsius at 1 atmospheric pressure. Okay, this is the definition for calorie. It is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water from 14.5 degree to 15.5 degree Celsius at 1 gram at 1 atmospheric pressure. So here it has been specifically defined, that is to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water from 14.5 to 15.5 degree. Instead of it, in general meaning, how we will define this calorie means, it is an amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree Celsius. In general, we define in such a fashion, at whatever the temperature or whatever the pressure it may be. Those things are being neglected or they are not being taken into consideration. Simply it is defined as the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of water through 1 degree Celsius. So now what is the relation between calories and specific heat? So, sorry, calories and joule. So that is 1 calorie is equal to 4.186 joules. So this is the relation between calories and joules. 1 calorie is equal to 4.186 joules. Okay. Now, so this is all about the basic definition of specific heat. Now we will go for the classical theory of specific heat. Okay. So from this classical theory of heat, we will derive the equation for classical theory of heat. From this derivation, we will define what is Dulong and Petit law. Okay. First, we will derive the equation for classical theory of specific heat. Okay. According to kinetic theory, the mean kinetic energy of a molecule, of a gas molecule, for each degrees of freedom, is given by, okay, that is according to kinetic theory, the mean kinetic energy of a gas molecules for each degrees of freedom is given by the equation that is half kT. Okay, where K is equal to Boltzmann constant, and T is nothing but absolute temperature. Okay. Now we all know that is a monoatomic gas molecule has 3 degrees of freedom. A monoatomic gas molecule has 3 degrees of freedom. Okay. So now there is mean kinetic energy per molecule will be, so for that equation you have to multiply by 3 by 2 kT. Okay, this equation gives you a mean kinetic energy per molecule. Okay, now if n is the Avogadro number, Avogadro's number, that is number of atoms per unit mass. The number of atoms per unit mass. So now we will include this n in that equation. That is now total mean kinetic energy is equal to, that is 3 by 2 kTn. Okay, this gives you total mean kinetic energy. Now this can be written as 3 by 2 T R, where R is equal to K multiplied by N. Okay, so this gives you kinetic energy. But for the total energy we need, that is kinetic energy plus of potential energy. Now we see what is potential energy. Since kinetic energy is equal to mean potential energy in simple harmonic motion. Okay, in simple harmonic motion. Okay, so now therefore potential energy for each component of vibration, each component of the three vibrations is given by, okay, the same equation what we have, that is also, that is potential, mean potential energy is also mean potential energy is equal to 3 by 2 K E L. Say whatever that is, potential energy is equal to the kinetic energy. So the same thing we can also write it, that is K that we can also be written, this is equal to 3 by 2 R T. Okay. So now that is total energy is equal to kinetic energy plus of potential energy. Okay. Now, so what is kinetic energy? It is 3 by 2 RT plus of 3 by 2 RT. Okay. This is potential energy. Now this we can write it as 3 RT. Okay. So we can write this as, this is U is equal to, that is total, that is internal energy, U is equal to 3 RT. But if you want a specific heat at constant volume, that is CB is nothing but a specific heat at constant volume, this can be written as du by dt. Okay, this is equal to d of dt multiplied by this of 3 RT. Okay, now we can write this as 3R. Okay, that is specific heat at constant volume is 3R. Okay, from the classical theory of equation we derive the equation, that is specific heat at constant volume is 3R. Okay, for this if we draw a graph, temperature versus C, that is specific heat at constant volume. So our graph will be, nature of graph will be in this fashion. Okay, 3R. Okay, so at whatever the temperature we measure the specific heat, it will be constant, that is Tr. But it is not true. But whenever we measure a specific heat at different temperature for different metals or different elements, the specific heat changes. Okay, but according to classical theory we have to define specific heat at constant volume is equal to 3R. The nature of graph according to it will be this fashion. Okay, now from this we have to define Dulong and Petit law. CV is equal to 3R. But what we have taken there, R is equal to what we have taken? KL. Okay, since earlier we have taken that R is equal to Boltzmann constant multiplied by Avogadro number. Okay, this should be equal to, so 3 multiplied by Boltzmann constant. What is the Boltzmann constant? It is of 1.380 into 10 raised to 23. It should be multiplied by a Avogadro number, that is 6.022 into 10 raised to minus 20. Okay. Now this whole thing, whatever we will get it in calories. But if you want to in joules, if you want this whole thing will be in the joules. If this whole thing should be multiplied by, that is one calorie is equal to 4.186. That we have said that should be multiplied like this. That is 4.186. So when we do all this solution, it will comes around something like that is 5.986, something like that. It will come like in this fashion. It is calories per gram atom. So this will give, okay, that is Cp is equal to, so this much. So this is approximately equal to 6. This is approximately equal to 6. From classical theory, we have derived the equation is specific heat at constant volume is equal to 5.97, which is approximately equal to 6. So from here, we will define what is Dulong and Petit law. So Dulong and Petit law, it states that the heat capacity per gram atom of most of the solid substance is approximately equal to 6. Okay, this is the Dulong and Petit law. So this definition has been asked repeatedly asked in for 2 years question paper from Gulbarga University, Gulbarga, for 1 marks. Okay. We have seen that definition for specific heat, and we have seen the SI unit of specific heat, and we have seen the relation between specific heat and calories, and we have derived the equation for classical theory of specific heat, and from classical theory of specific heat we have defined the Dulong and Petit law. Okay. Thank you, students. In the next class we will see something about Einstein's theory of specific heat.